Hey everybody, welcome to the Lazy Bee Hay Farm. It's Friday. There's Brother Gordon. He's happy to be here. His horns are getting very respectable. Lady Domino is up in the sun in the upper dining room. I'm doing a video instead of a short. You'll see why shortly. There's Queen Elsa, actually in the lower dining room. She's been humbling herself lately. Or maybe, they were fighting the other day. Her and Lady Domino were sparring. Maybe Lady Domino won and she took over the top spot, so to speak. And these guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, evidently. The white dog was over here. He was also enjoying some sheep crack, but he is busy. The black dog was even over here enjoying some sheep crack. He tried it. He evidently doesn't like it. He went back over there and isolated himself again. So, if you recall, we were going to get another ram. We had a new one coming, and today is the Friday before July 4th. We were going to pick that guy up on July 4th, next Thursday. And that has been canceled. I was going to say postponed, but it's canceled as far as picking that ram up. And the reason why is sad. That ram and a couple of the guy's other lambs were poisoned by copper. I wonder what that interaction is going to be like. All right, pretty civil. Poisoned by copper. So goats require copper in their diet. So goat feed contains a lot of copper. And sheep can't handle it. So what you have to get is sheep and goat feed or straight sheep feed. But even if you get sheep and goat feed, so sheep and goat feed has some copper in it, but it's not enough for the goats. But it's acceptable level for the sheep. And if you get straight up sheep feed, it doesn't have any copper in it. You can't feed that to goats because they won't do well because they need the copper. Well, this guy's neighbor fed his sheep some goat feed. His lambs that wandered over by his property. And 3 of them right now are basically, this is his words, they're walking corpses. He said they're skin and bones and they're probably not going to make it. And he said, I can't sell you that ram. And I don't want it, to be honest with you, because I did some research, and even if he lives, he's not going to be the same. He's not going to be productive. He's not going to have the horn growth. He's probably not going to be able to reproduce. So, I feel bad, but we don't want that ram, and he doesn't want us to have it. Quite frankly, he said he won't sell it to us, and that's fine because I don't want it. He has another ram that we are probably going to take. Probably a better ram, to be honest. It was one that he was going to keep to grow out himself, and that tells me it was one that he thought was better, so he was going to keep it. But now he's willing to let me have that one for the same price, and I'm good with it. I've seen pictures of it. It's from the same sire, so it's got that same horn lineage. The thing that sucks is we already had that one named, and we were really ready for it, but, it is what it is. We don't want a ram that is not going to be productive, and, he doesn't think it's going to live anyway, so that's that. So that's the update on the sheep. Our sheep are doing great. Ginny Lopes, Gordon, Lady Domino, and Queen Elsa are just fine. Isn't that right, Gordon? Yes, sir. So they're doing fine. I'm going to talk about the chicks now and the guineas. Hey, one other thing I forgot to talk about is, why does that dog have a t-shirt on? Well, it's not really funny. He's got a pretty bad wound on his left side, like right behind his shoulder blade. Like if you're a deer hunter, it would be where you would shoot a deer for a heart shot. And so I don't know if he was shot. I don't think he was, but it looks like it. And it's pretty deep. I mean, it didn't go through and through, so it wasn't a big rifle or anything if he was shot. But we're trying to keep it clean, keep some antibiotic on it. That's the deal with the t-shirt, just FYI. All right, and now to the chicks and the guineas. So the little chicks are doing great. We got all 4 of them right there. There's their food and well, that's their food. That's their water over there. And we've got a little fan out here for them just because it's so hot. And during the day, we turn that on just to keep some air moving. But I don't even know if they need it. So this morning, I walked outside because the dogs were barking. The neighbor had his dumpster was being picked up, is what it turned out being. But anyway, I walked out here, and there's the 3 guineas in here, right? No, one of them is up here on top of the chicken coop. I'm like, how did you do that? Well, there's a huge hole in the roof of the guineas pen, and we knew that. We were okay with it. If they got out, they got out. Well, he got out, but the other 2 hadn't figured it out yet. So the other guinea is over here next door in this little enclosure here, just hanging out. He's there he is. He's hanging out. He's close to them, but I really wish they would get out and go in there with him. I'm just afraid if I let them out, they're not going to go in there with him. And then there's going to be chaos, and they're going to just freak out and get lost. So that's the situation now. I'll keep you updated on it. Hopefully I can get all 3 of them in there or get him back in the pen. I really am ready to just let him go and get them all out there with him. That's the update. Hey, you guys have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll try to update you this weekend. Certainly if anything happens with the guineas or anything fun. I don't believe you've met this guy. This is Lefty, the cat. Lefty, look at me. Oh, hello. Yeah, Lefty does not have a right eye. Lefty's been with us for several years. He came to us, actually Lefty was a jerk at first when we first met him, and he had both eyes. But he was a jerk. He was a bully, a tomcat. And he used to come over to this at our old house, and then we would actually chase him off. And then one night he came straight to me, which was odd because he didn't really like me. I didn't really like him. Usually if he saw me, he left. But he came straight to me, and I'm like, that's weird. Lefty's coming, or his name wasn't Lefty at the time, but he's coming straight at me. And as he got closer, I noticed his right eye was literally hanging out by the cord, whatever you call it, the optic nerve, whatever. And we had to take him to the vet. We felt bad for him. We took him to the vet, and all they could do was basically snip it off and sew it shut. And they said, here's your cat. All right, so here's our cat. He won't leave. He'll never leave us now because of that. He became the friendliest cat in the world to everybody. The only one he ever gives any lip to is the big white dog, because the big white dog gets too close and Lefty puts him in his place and the big white dog runs away. But yeah, that's Lefty. Wanted you to meet him. I don't think we've introduced you. We have a couple more cats you haven't met as well. But Lefty's been with us for years, so now you know Lefty. Hey everybody, have a great weekend. Lazy Bee Hay Farm. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Ring the bell for notification. Have a great one.